Good morning, everyone. I am up today for the Sketch It Out Thursday video, and I am using another of the free sketches from the Create magazine, which was put out by Scrapbook Generation. The particular sketch that I was using this time is the double page sketch from the October 2014 issue, and I'll post a link below in the video description of where you can go where you can go to download that. And I'm going to hope that I can make it through this video before I lose my voice. I have been struggling for months with this cough that I cannot kick. So if anybody has any suggestions, post them below. I've tried taking Claritin for a week. Probably going to try taking some Sudafed this week. Nothing else involved other than a cough that I just cannot get rid of. So, to get started as far as my layout, I am working on photos involving kids. So to me, when I do layouts that are sort of kids having fun and stuff like that, I tend to think of bright colors. And bright colors, to me, translates to Simple Stories, Doodlebug, Bella Boulevard, stuff like that. So I just went and pulled out pretty much all of my Bella Boulevard paper and was flipping through. And while I was flipping through, I came across the pattern paper with the birds on a branch. I only had the one sheet, so I'm basically going to use the cheater method to make it look like 2 full sheets of paper. And basically you just trim your strips into 4 3-inch wide strips. And you're going to put it at the top and the bottom of your layout. Everything else in the middle is going to get covered. So really I could have used any cardstock to put it on. I grabbed white just because it's a habit, but really you could kind of use that as a way of getting rid of maybe some colored cardstock that you don't want, or I know a lot of people will use the back side of pattern papers that they don't like anymore where it's white on the back. Like I said, I just grabbed white because it was handy. And here I'm laying everything out. So I used the bird pattern paper as sort of my jumping off point, and then from there, to cut out the 6 4x4 pieces of pattern paper, I just went through and found a lot of the B-sides that were tone on tones, and I pulled colors that were sort of represented in the birds. And then there was a sort of like a chocolate brown pattern paper in my stash that had like rows of circles in the pattern, so I didn't really measure. I just cut a row of circles to use as my border strips. And I don't remember, and I can't tell from this angle, I don't remember if the sketch actually depicted using border strips, but for me, I like having border strips as sort of a transition between my photos and the background papers. Otherwise, I just feel like they look unfinished to me. So border strips is just something that I personally prefer. And then one of the pattern papers had stripes on the back as far as like the cut apart style stripes. So I cut one of those out that had a cute little phrase on it, and I'm going to kind of use that as an element on my page as well. And then this is the point where once I've cut everything out and I like the way the layout is, I'm going to go ahead and put everything down. And the only thing that I really changed up as far as the photos arrangement depicted in the sketch is, instead of having another 3 photos that were 4x4 on that bottom right, I just used 2 6x4 photos. Mostly because I had a couple of photos from this particular event that I wasn't going to be able to crop down into a 4x4. So knowing that basically you have a 4x12 inch span on the sketch to work with, you can pretty much chop that up into anything. You could have 6 photos that are only 2 inches wide in that spot. You could have, like I did, where you've got 2 6x4s. You could fill it up with 3x4s. Basically figure out what's going to fit within that parameter, or you can even sort of go out of that and kind of do your own thing too. And then as far as the title and journaling, I kind of did my own thing, mostly because by the time I got my title figured out and put down on the page, I realized I had covered up the spot in the sketch where they suggested putting your journaling. So I sort of substituted where my journaling on the sketch is depicted, that is where I put my title. And my title, I foam mounted everything but the chipboard letters. Those I just glued straight down to the page, and I just took a bunch of different letter stickers. Most of them came from Bella Boulevard sticker sheets, and then I think I had some October Afternoon, the little square letters. And then as far as my embellishments for the page, I decided to just sort of go overboard with the stickers. By the time I had pulled out a lot of my sticker sheets, I realized how many I had, and I was trying, the last couple layouts I've noticed sort of a switch in my decision making, and I'm really trying to focus more on, instead of saying it's too cute to use or it's too pretty to use today, it's so cute I have to use it today, is sort of where I'm going. So I just looked for different elements that were sort of in those colors that I had pulled out. And what's nice about working within a manufacturer is that typically they will use the same colors and same tones of colors across their collections. So it's really easy to mix and match different, maybe different themed products. I'm pretty sure I was taking stickers from their Illustrated Faith sticker sheet, different kids themed ones, spring, Christmas. It didn't matter to me what collection it came from. I was looking at sort of shapes and colors. So I was taking a lot of the star stickers off, and then a lot of like phrase stickers and stuff like that. And some of the stuff I put directly on the page, and then other stuff I popped up to sort of give it more interest. And then the last thing that I did was I just printed a couple lines of journaling, and I'm going to go ahead and pop those up just because it's going to kind of be part of my title, so I wanted it to look like it belonged. And then that was pretty much it. I didn't really do anything else, no enamel dots, nothing like that. I decided to stop here and just kind of keep it simple but still fun and bright and colorful. The last thing that I did was I stamped my date down in the lower right corner. I didn't really feel like I had anywhere in the elements that I could stamp it on, especially with the stickers being kind of glossy, and I didn't have an ink that was going to work. So for me, I will just kind of stamp it anywhere on the lower right corner of my paper to where I can see it for when I go to put it in my albums. So that's it for me today. If you have any questions, drop them down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next month.